What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Um, Before I go further, let me give a shout out to LB. He's the first one I saw that broke this story. Um, so shout out to LB. If you're not subscribed to LB on YouTube or the Patreon, please do so. All right. Um, this one is eerie to me in a certain way, and it's the second time this has happened. I'll get to that in a moment. But one of the great actors of modern cinema has passed away, Sean Connery. According to his son, Jason Connery, Sir Sean Connery died peacefully in his sleep while in the Bahamas, having been, quote, unwell for some time, according to his son. Jason Connery said his father, quote, had many of his family who could be in the Bahamas around him, unquote, when he died overnight in Nassau. He said, we are all working at understanding this huge event as it only happened so recently, even though my dad had been unwell for some time. A sad day for all who knew and loved my dad, and a sad loss for all people around the world who enjoyed the wonderful gift he had as an actor. The Scottish actor was best known for his portrayal of James Bond, being the first to bring the role to the big screen and appearing in 7 of the spy thrillers. Sir Sean's other films included The Hunt for Red October, Highlander, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and The Rock. Sir Sean from Bridge in Edinburgh first played James Bond in Dr. No in 1962 and went on to appear in 5 other official films and the unofficial Never Say Never Again in 1983. He was largely regarded as being the best actor to have played 007 in the long-running franchise, often being named as such in polls. He was knighted by the Queen at Holyrood Palace in 2000. In August, he celebrated his 90th birthday. Bond producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli said they were devastated by the news. They said he was and shall always be remembered as the original James Bond, whose indelible interest, into cinema history began when he announced those unforgettable words, "The name's Bond, James Bond." He revolutionized the world with his gritty and witty portrayal of the sexy and charismatic secret agent. He is undoubtedly largely responsible for the success of the film series, and we shall forever be grateful to him. It talks about, and it goes on, it talks about his patriotism of being Scottish, a longtime supporter of Scottish independence. Um, yeah, I like Sean Connery, man. I really do. My favorite role of his is the Untouchables. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite role of his. In fact, he goes on to say his acting career spanned 5 decades, and he won an Oscar in 1988 for his role in The Untouchables. Yeah, my favorite role of his is The Untouchables. The reason why this is so eerie to me is because last night on YouTube, I was spending a lot of time looking up Sean Connery stuff. I swear to God, I was looking up like roles of his, and also the thing that I used to like is that on Saturday Night Live, those of you who watched Saturday Night Live and watched it at that time period in the late '90s and the 2000s, you might remember there was a skit called Celebrity Jeopardy, and Will Ferrell would play Alex Trebek, and the joke of it was a lot of people always say celebrities are secretly dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like actors at least, right? They're really dumb and they're propped up by people around them. All they do is reading lines, and they're really just beautiful idiots, I guess, right? So they played on that, and everybody up there was a moron and oftentimes a jerk. Well, really just a moron. And Daryl Hammond would play Sean Connery, And Sean Connery's Daryl Hammond, Sean Connery will always give Alex Trebek a hard time, and he was also really like rude and crude, and he would just be a complete like asshole to Alex Trebek. It's just funny, man. But a lot of people like to imitate Sean Connery. He had a distinctive voice. I believe a woman sometimes needs to be smacked up a bit. But I don't know, man. But it's sort of it's sad though, man. It's really sad that another generational talent has left us as far as childhood or whatever, or growing up an icon. You know, but it's the passing of the torch, passing of the guard. He was 90 years old. Um, it's I'm gonna say this. It's like basically that generation of actors that I grew up watching that were already sort of legendary. Like when I was growing up, these actors that were already in their 50s and 60s, they're getting to that age now where you know time is limited. Time isn't on their side, and so people like I don't want to say no other names, but people in his generation, we might start losing them. And the second time this has happened, where I was looking up an actor and he passed away the very next day, was Don Rickles. I was looking up for some reason. I was just looking him up, looking up some of his old stand-ups and old movie roles and scenes. And then I found the very next day he passed away. Um, so that's kind of eerie. But Sean Connery, you little scalawag, Trebek. That's not what your mother said, Trebek. My mother is 93 years old and she's infirm. Well, she's firm, all right, Trebek. A firm ass on a. Nah, but rest in peace, Sean Connery.